All right, so today we're going to dive deep into a story about Magnus Carlsen. You know, from a little town in Norway, became a world chess champion.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Some pretty incredible stuff, and the material you sent over is just fascinating.
It really is, and the thing that really stood out to me is like how he lost so much early on, like on the chessboard, and that actually seemed to like set him up for all the success he had later.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and uncover what's hidden in this story of like defeat after defeat,
Okay.
and how that can maybe even apply to stuff you're going through right now with your own goals and challenges.
Sounds good. I'm ready.
All right, so Magnus Carlsen, chess grandmaster. I mean, you see a guy like that and you just think, like, born genius.
Right. Natural talent.
But when you go back to the beginning, you see it's way more interesting than that. Like, way more about being resilient and having, like, a unique way of dealing with setbacks.
Yeah, you really see that in the early days.
So, okay, try and picture this, right? Magnus, maybe 10 years old in Norway. It's snowy outside. He's inside playing chess. Maybe there's like a clock ticking. You hear the pieces clicking.
Right.
But for him, a lot of these quiet moments, they actually ended in frustration.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was playing like everyone, friends, neighbors, even his dad. And he was losing a lot. You can almost see it, that look on his face. You know, like when you miss a goal in soccer or like flub a question on a test?
Yeah, that stings.
So it's funny because we think like early wins equals success later.
Right.
Magnus flips that on its head. So all these losses, yeah, they were tough on him, but they were really important for how he like approached the game, maybe even how he deals with challenges today.
Interesting. So how did he deal with those early losses?
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. The sources talk about this one moment after, you know, yet another loss. Most kids, they get upset or they just quit for a bit, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know I would have.
But Magnus, he did something totally different. He went and sat by the fireplace and just got lost in chess books, like making his own notes.
Wow. So instead of getting discouraged, he actually got more interested.
Right. It wasn't anger. It was like the loss made him curious, you know?
Yeah.
He started asking those why questions that, honestly, a lot of us avoid when things go wrong. Like, why'd my knight get trapped? What if I moved my pawn first? He went from just playing to really wanting to understand.
Yeah.
You can almost picture his mind, like, mapping moves ahead, seeing the board as not just pieces, but, like, this battlefield where everything matters.
That's pretty amazing for a 10-year-old. So he started thinking strategically.
Oh, yeah, and that curiosity just, like, exploded into dedication. The sources describe him becoming so passionate about chess, waking up early to practice, playing against himself, just constantly trying new things. He joined a local chess club. Imagine that, right?
Oh, yeah.
This little kid surrounded by older, way more experienced players and, yeah, more losses. There's this one story about this, like, taller boy, glasses, who beat him in 10 moves.
Oh, wow.
But he didn't get down. His reaction was just this quiet, like, next time.
That's some serious determination. So he just kept learning from everyone around him.
Oh, yeah, constantly. Watching their games, soaking up everything, practicing every day wherever he could. Like a real chessboard, an old computer. He'd even, like, sketch positions out on napkins at school.
Napkins, huh?
Yeah. That's like next level dedication. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. Right?
That's pretty impressive.
And then comes this huge breakthrough moment. At 13, he enters this big tournament.
Okay.
I mean, picture it. Bright lights, people murmuring, rows of chessboards.
Right.
And there's Magnus, this small kid, surrounded by adults.
Yeah.
And one of them is this grandmaster with a beard, this like super intense stare.
Oh, man.
You can feel the tension, right?
Yeah, definitely. And then Magnus makes this move. He sacrifices a pawn.
Yeah. People probably gasped. The grandmaster, he smirks, like, look, rookie mistake.
Oh, I bet.
But 5 moves later, Magnus moves his queen. Checkmate.
No way.
The place goes wild. This teenager just took down a grandmaster.
That's incredible.
News spread so fast, this crazy, talented young player.
So that was like his arrival moment.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And that wasn't the end. We all know what happened. That tournament was just a sign of things to come. He becomes world chess champion.
Wow.
And when you think back, you realize all those early struggles, those losses, that's what got him there, because he turned every defeat into a chance to learn.
It really shows that sometimes those early setbacks, they can be like the most valuable lessons.
All right, so let's break down what we can learn from Magnus and how you can actually use this stuff. The first thing, perseverance. Magnus stuck with it even when he was losing. And that's what made him better. That refusal to quit is how he became a champion. And, I mean, We all face stuff like that, whether it's school, sports, video games, even friendships, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's easy to get discouraged when things are hard, when you don't see results right away. But Magnus shows us that those feelings, they're normal. It's what you do after those setbacks that makes the difference.
Okay, so let's get practical. Think about when you're struggling with homework, like math or science. You get a bad grade or you don't get it. That can feel just like Magnus losing a chess match, right?
Yeah.
But the key is, don't just give up. Take 10 minutes, review the stuff you didn't get, ask a teacher or a friend for help. Even try it again the next day, fresh start. If you think ahead about what you need to study, what could help you, that can turn that setback into progress.
And it's the same with, like, sports. Say you lose a soccer game. You miss a big shot, your team loses. That could feel like checkmate. But instead of dwelling on it, focus on what you can improve. Practice drills. Talk strategy with your teammates. Keep playing and working on those skills. That's what makes you better.
Or video games, board games. Losing in Fortnite, Minecraft, even Monopoly can be frustrating, just like those early chess losses for Magnus. The trick is to see them as a chance to level up.
Right.
Try new strategies. Build your base differently in Minecraft. Trade smarter in Monopoly. Each loss can actually make you a smarter, more skilled player.
Absolutely.
And let's not forget, even when you're learning something brand new, like riding a bike or drawing, you fall off, your drawing doesn't look right. It's tough, right?
Yeah.
But just like Magnus's early chess struggles, it's about practice. Every day, even for a little bit. Set small goals, like balancing for a few more seconds on the bike or nailing one part of your drawing. It all adds up.
It really does.
So the second big thing we learned from Magnus is strategic thinking. He was able to plan ahead. That was huge for his success. And this isn't just for chess. You can use this everywhere. It's about thinking things through, not just jumping in.
Right. The ability to plan ahead can be so helpful in almost any situation.
Here's a simple thing you can try. Before bed, take a minute. Think about tomorrow's big move.
Okay.
Maybe it's finishing your homework before you play games. Yeah. Or if you're in the middle of something, like a soccer drill, pause. Think about what you'll do next. Like if you're playing dodgeball, don't just react. Decide, I'm going to duck left, then throw at the person on the right. Planning ahead can really change the game.
It really can.
Yeah.
And it helps you make better decisions instead of just reacting all the time.
Okay, so the third thing we learned from Magnus is effort over talent. Sure, some might say he was a chess prodigy, but it was really about his dedication and hard work. It wasn't just being born good at it. It was the hours he put in. And that's awesome for all of us, because it means you can get better at anything with consistent effort.
It's a really powerful reminder that we're not limited by some fixed idea of talent. Hard work and dedication can take you so much further.
So to put this into practice, set a small daily goal for yourself, something you want to improve, maybe like 10 free throws or drawing for 15 minutes, even just reviewing some vocab words. Do it consistently and you'll see progress.
I like it.
Then, as you get better, make the goal a little bigger. If you're into online chess, maybe play one focused game a day. Then take a few minutes to think about one move you could have done differently. Over time, those little efforts, they really add up.
Much more than those, like big bursts of effort every now and then.
Okay, so fourth lesson from Magnus. Learning from setbacks. He didn't see his losses as reasons to quit. He saw them as ways to learn. This is so important in everything. Every mistake, every time you don't succeed, it can teach you something. You just got to be open to it.
Yeah. It's like choosing to see those failures as learning moments instead of like the end of the road. It's a really big part of being resilient.
So next time you mess up, forget your lines in a play. Make a mistake on homework. Take a second. Ask yourself, what can I do better next time? Maybe write it down, tell someone, then try again, putting that lesson into action. If you trip during a race, maybe the next day, practice your running form. Those setbacks are actually giving you feedback. Use them.
Turning those mistakes into something positive.
All right, so last thing. How to use all this in your daily life. Start your day positive. Maybe have a little phrase you tell yourself every morning. Something like, I'm going to do my best today, just to get in the right mindset, like Magnus getting ready for a match.
I like that. Starting the day with the right attitude.
And during the day, try something called like 2-minute challenges.
2-minute challenge.
Yeah, okay. Pick a skill you want to improve, then focus on it for just 2 minutes. Could be some quick exercises, a math problem, a quick sketch. It's a great way to build discipline and make progress without getting overwhelmed.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Anyone can do that.
Then, at the end of the day, 1 minute of reflection. Think about what you tried, what you improved, even a little bit. Just like Magnus analyzing his chess games, win or lose. And finally, Stay curious. When you're stuck, don't give up. Ask yourself, how can I do this differently? Maybe research online, ask for advice, try something new. That curiosity helps you think strategically and get better at solving problems.
Yeah, always be learning.
So to sum it all up, Magnus Carlsen becoming world chess champion. It's not just about chess, it's about sticking with it, thinking strategically, working hard, and learning from your mistakes. And these are all things you can do too.
Absolutely. It's a story about mastery.
Yeah.
And that applies to anything you want to achieve.
All right, so as we wrap up this deep dive, I want you to think about one small challenge you're facing right now.
Yeah.
Think about Magnus. What's one tiny step, one move you can make today to start tackling it? What if you approached it with the same curiosity and determination he had sitting by that fireplace, learning from his losses? Just one move. Think about it.